Hey guys, welcome to the Diamond District. I just woke up this morning. I wanted to, go ahead and get straight into making the video before I really started my workout routine and whatnot. Yesterday, I had to lock in and work on this architecture assignment. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, ever since being accepted into ASU for architecture, it's been a mixture of like joy and a lot of fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of realizing that, I can't do this, I don't have what it takes, things of that nature. Because I've always been afraid that my competency has already reached its highest levels. Maybe that's a fear that you might have, maybe not, but it's something that, definitely concerns me. So we have this project that's due sometime today, later today. And upon kind of looking on how to do it, the professor repeatedly was saying this is going to be the hardest assignment for the entire semester, etc., etc. I'm giving you guys a 2-week extension to work on it. Even the explanation for it was like the longest I've ever seen our professor do. And as I'm kind of looking into what needs to be done, our class has this habit of posting our takeaways from the assignment because we have to show the progress we've done so far. Once I check the page for the progress updates, I'm listening to my fellow students' feedback, and even the people that I would deem very talented when it comes to the assignments we've had to do so far. Every single one of them was saying, this is very difficult, this is very hard, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm struggling. I was working on this for 7 hours and this is all I got so far. When I kind of saw all of that and I looked at my schedule, which essentially was just I have absolutely no time at all, for the next 2 weeks to work on this, I was incredibly concerned. I was just I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And as the days approached, I just started to feel you know what, maybe this is it for real. I got pretty lucky on my last assignments. I got one relatively high grade. The other two is relatively mid to high, for whatever particular reason. And I was just you know what, this is gonna be one of the things where I end up failing or some shit like that. Or I'm just not gonna do the assignment and just try to make sure I do all the other assignments. But those are just excuses out of fear, out of not trying to commit to something that's difficult. The fear of the unknown, the fear of trying to be better at something but not knowing if it's gonna work or not. Because initially when I had tried to follow along, it was so difficult. It was so difficult. So I actually had spent 12 hours yesterday, 12 hours straight, just locking in. Nothing in between that. I really didn't do anything. I did a light workout, ate breakfast, and then literally from maybe 11 to 9, I just locked in on the assignment. And I made so much progression that even though it's due later today, it's totally doable. I should be done within maybe two, maybe 3 hours. And the reason I bring this long-winded story up, if you're still watching the video, is because nothing will get you further than just simply being persistent. Persistence pays. It really fucking does. Even in the state of fear and unknowingness and doubt and not sure if what you're doing is gonna work out, or name it, bro. Name whatever objection that you have or you're concerned about. persistence will always pay off, because like persistence is that weapon, it's that spear that you have that allows you to chip away at any problem, any situation. You know, like there's some situations where there's a solution for it, and there's other situations where you just have to outlast the problem. And in both cases, persistence is going to get you there. If you persistently hang in there and outlast the problem, you're going to see the light. And if there's a solution you can't nail down, if you persistently keep chipping away at the problem, trying to see what are the angles of solution, what's the angles that you can take to solve this issue, and you're going to find one. You are absolutely going to find one. Persistence pays off all the time, every time. If there's something you feel like you can't do, move forward anyway. Because just because you can't do it, or you don't better yet, so people typically think they can't do something because they don't understand how to do it, right? And understanding is not just logically speaking, it's also emotionally. It's also, you don't think you can do it consistently, like operating in that sense of, I don't know if this is going to work out, but I still have to keep going. To be able to operate within that process of like, I really don't know if this is going to work out, but I'm just going to keep at it. That small tidbit, which is really just faith, has been the key for so many successful people's realization of their dreams. Like faith, right? Believing without seeing is one of the most powerful things you can have. But faith without works is dead. This is a Bible verse. Meaning that as much faith as you have in something that can work out, if you're not doing anything to make it work out, then the point of you having faith is pointless. Guys, regardless of whether you feel like that example is relevant or not, or if you've gotten to this part of the video, I really just want to hammer this in. Persistence will always pay off. Always. All you have to do is keep chipping away at it and do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you really lock into something and you specifically want that solution, whatever the solution is or whatever the outcome is, and you fucking lock into it, 12-hour days, fucking 15-hour days, 24-hour days, not sleeping, all this other shit that people would say is like you're living an unbalanced life. I'm telling you, man, if you realize that whatever it is that you want, all you gotta do is be persistent enough to see like some type of progress. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Because I was so focused on working on what I was doing that by the time I really got to, it was probably around like 10 o'clock, about like 10 o'clock or so. I literally like kept going from 11 to 10. But by the time I got to 10 o'clock, and I'm essentially like, all right, well, I could finish, but it's like I have other things I need to do. I need to make it being uploaded. I need to do this and stuff like that. And even with that, like even with this huge assignment that I'm completely locking in on, I'm still taking the time to do the other things that I committed to do, so I'm not completely throwing my life or my day away. And this is how you have to operate. You gotta lock in, but still be consistent with the small things that are gonna get you where you wanna go. You know, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, because I genuinely feel like this is more of a rant and a ramble. But the overall lesson is, bro, like persistency will always pay off. It will always pay off. There is no reality where persistency does not pay off. And understand that if you come up with an example where persistency does not pay off, that typically means that the approach you're using to be persistent is the incorrect approach, right? So that would mean you would have to take a different approach in order for you to see the result. And the only way for you to try different approaches is you would have to be persistent enough to go from this isn't working, let me try this. This isn't working, let me try this. This isn't working, let me try this. That's literally the process of being persistent. So for anybody that would say persistency doesn't pay off, it's not always a guarantee, they don't know what they're talking about. Persistency always pays off. And in most cases, it'll either occur the way you want to, like the result that you want, or in other cases, persistency pays off in unexpected ways. Like you'll get a result you didn't expect, that you weren't looking for, but it's something that could be even better than what you thought it would be. And that's really why, like, I'm still persistently making these YouTube videos. One of my videos actually made it to like 68 views, which was 67 views, which was like very uplifting. And then right after that, all the videos I put after is like 3 views, 0 views, 0 views. And it's just like, wow, I don't understand this YouTube thing at all, but nevertheless, like, I'm still going to keep going, because what else is there? You know, there's nothing else. Like I said many times, if you watch any of my other videos, I've been on the other side of failure, and failure more so looks like stopping, quitting, inaction. I've experienced the result of all of those things, and you know what? I'd rather persist and not get the results I'm looking for than do nothing and get absolutely nothing for it. Let that be like the last tidbit. I appreciate you guys for watching this thus far. I don't really have much else to say, but I really do appreciate anybody that watches any of my content. I like to believe that one day the channel's gonna blow up, but the most important thing is that the stuff that I make helps people one way or another. That's all I really want, honestly. Like, at this point, I make these videos just because I committed, not for any particular result. Yeah, I think I'm done ranting. But persistence pays off. It's the purpose of the video.